to share with you that I have filled up another little journal book for our Proverb study. You know that I do, excuse me, a group on Facebook called Bible Journaling, Chasing Wisdom. And the idea behind it is that we do just one proverb a day. And I even do it in a very little book. You see that this is a field note size book. So it's like, I think it's 3.5 by 5 or so. So for me, that's just enough to be manageable and easy. So this was a book I filled up. I think I started this one. I finished it about January 8th or so was this book. So here, this is the book that I use every day. This is a field note size Speckled Fawn field note Kodiak, and you can find her on Facebook. Love her books. These are the books that I use. So you see, it's a field note size, so it's really no bigger than my hand, which is perfect for me because I can get a lot of things done in here. So in my book, I have my little folder. I have this is my little sketch area when I'm sitting and waiting for my kids. I sketch. I think I've said this to you before. I put gray down on my pages, and then I just put on some empty faces so that I can sort of just practice my faces and practice drawing during my downtime. This is a palette that I have in here. These are Peerless watercolors, and I have just cut out little swabs of them so that I have a full watercolor palette that I can use while I'm out and about. So if I have this and my watercolor brush, I'm good to go. This is a little journal for my thoughts. You know, if I hear quotes that I love that I want to illustrate. This is a little prayer journal. This is what I'm moving into next for my Proverbs, another folder, and another urban sketchbook for that I can just kind of draw fun things as I'm out and about. So this is my little sketchbook that I have now that I just finished, and I think I wanted to say that I started it on January 12, 11, 10, January 9th. So my little book here lasted about a month. Just that I would do a quick little journal flip for you to see. This is gelatos, and this is watercolor. I think this was right after my surgery, second surgery, so I had to make it simple, not a lot of supplies. So this was this book. I kind of did a lot of I kind of was playing with like little girls and little images of them and just the sweetness of them. So this is all where I was and what I was doing. So for all of these books, you know, I work in this book every single morning. I do my little Proverbs, and she's just as sweet as can be. And I use my watercolor brush that I do get from close to my heart. And I do have to say that I love the Close to My Heart color palette on their watercolors. So that one's funky, isn't it? So let me just show you what I do with them. Is that if you see here on this girl here, I can say that on every little girl that I do, there is this great flesh tone that's number 11. So I use that flesh tone on all of my little girls. And then if you see down here, of course, can you see down here this little bit of brown on her legs? Well, that is number 34. So when I get a Close to My Heart palette, I take a Sharpie and I just number all of my colors so that I can say to you, this is number 11, this is number 34, her shading, and this pink is number 12. And then I use the darker pink in here, which is 14. And I do use that 14 up on their little cheeks too, but I don't go in with a fully loaded brush. So I'll go in and sort of get the paint on there. But then, here, let me show you. If I come over straight away, let me come onto her cheek. If it's fully loaded, you see how that's just really, really dark, and that's just kind of like, that's too dark for me. So I can just swab it out and get rid of some of it, or I can come in with a fully loaded brush and sort of, oh, I can't get my page up. So if my brush is fully loaded, I can come over here and just sort of squeeze it a little bit and get some of that paint out of my brush, dilute it that way, and then I can come in and it's just a little bit lighter. So, so that's what I do. That's how I play every single morning. This is what I play with. I play with the watercolor brush. I play with this watercolor palette. I do leave, I had a glare this morning on my desk, so I do leave this in here so that when I'm working, I have this here, this little paper towel here. Oops, sorry. Let me get myself centered. So I keep just a, you know, see, you can see how much I use it. So I just keep a little paper towel right in here so that when I'm working, if I need to dilute, I can kind of come over here and sort of dilute a little bit. So this is what I use. It's sort of just a little bit wet, but you see how that really did tone down some. So that is my next journal. So it's going to be a while for the next journal flip because this is what I have for the next one. So that's a bigger book. That's a Moleskine Volant, V-O-L-A-N-T, that I'm going to switch into. These were books that I bought online that were made on Etsy, and that's just a lot of money to spend on a book that is really just they're just paper stapled together, you know, so that's no big thing. Like, we could make that, right? Come on, we could do that. So I don't know that I would go that route again and spend the money on it. And I don't know that I necessarily love the craft paper to work on. It has absolutely no absorbency. That's why these pages are so, this watercolor is just so opaque, because it's just sitting on this craft paper. Do you love that? I made this little Ritz journal. But see, this is kind of more of what the, let me get this out of here. This is kind of more of the softness of the Close to My Heart palette. It's sort of, let me see what I got going on here. I've got a little girl I can show you. Oh, here. So this is sort of the softness of the watercolor palette that Close to My Heart offers. This is that number 11, and these browns are that 34 that I was talking about. So here again, she's all done in that 11. So it's just a sweet palette. It's a soft palette. It's not a harsh palette. It's a very soft palette that does a great job with flesh tones, you know. So that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed my little journal flip and how I do my mornings. Please come over and join us on Bible journaling, Chasing Wisdom on Facebook, and join in the fun. Thank you. Bye.